Foggy. Elden Henson! He's coming, you're back there. Yeah! Wherever you want, man. Next up, Deborah Ann Woll! I loved her as Elektra. Elodie Yung! She's the night nurse, Rosario Dawson! Last but not least, there's one more. Mr. Daredevil himself, Charlie Cox! Thank you guys for doing this. How fun is this con experience meeting the fans? I imagine you guys are starting to do this a lot. You're in such a hit show. Like, tell me about that experience. Does it still sort of blow your mind that all these people are just here dying to meet these characters and you guys?
For me, it's quite new. It's the second convention I do, and I really like it. It's always a nice moment to meet, people who genuinely love the show, and so I'm having a good time.
And thanks for coming out on a Sunday. That's so cool, you guys. Thank you.
I'm curious, so, I mean, it's an amazing show, you guys, but there was no...
Well, I don't really know what I'm trying to think of how to phrase it, but we were just talking, like, sorry. Private conversation.
Micah.
What about, like...
I'm just thinking, how do I not open up a trapdoor and, like...
Well, we were talking about, I think, like, the amount of effort and time that it takes to come to one of these and, like, be a fan and sort of, yeah, like, where that commitment comes from. Because we were trying to think, like, who are, like, our people where we could, like, spend... wait in line for 4 hours. I mean, it's incredible that you guys do that. And so we were trying to figure out, like, who would our people be that we would wait in line 4 hours for. And so I'd love to know, like, where that passion comes from. And, like, we were like, it's sort of sad that, like, we don't love anything that much, Like, I wish I loved something as much as they do.
Riff tracks.
I love riff tracks a lot. I really do love riff tracks.
That's a good question. Who would you each wait in line for several hours to meet? There's got to be somebody. You probably met them on...
Nelson Mandela, right?
Yeah, I said Nelson Mandela, yeah.
You've met a lot of amazing people too.
I know, but there's only been ever one human being that I couldn't go and talk to, and I even mustered it up to talk to David Bowie, and that was a big deal. Wow. And it was also weird because I'm friends with his wife, so she was like, "Why are you being so weird?" And I'm like, "It's the White Duke." But I circled Tim Curry at an upfronts once. And literally, this is years ago now, and I learned at a previous con in Calgary, actually, that he had a stroke and he's wheelchair bound, which made me really sad. But it's cool that he's kind of coming back in Rocky Horror as Dr. Scott in the wheelchair, so it's kind of amazing. But I was wondering why he was gone, and I missed him so much, and he can do everything, and I had seen him at this thing, so I really regret it, but I just knew if I heard his voice in real life, I'm going back to like Ferngully, Legends, Clue, like everything. I'm obsessed with Curry, so I circled him. And I got close enough to see his mouth really moving, but I didn't get even close enough to hear his voice because I thought I would faint. I really did. He's the only person I'm like really weird about. Yeah, I'm okay with that.
If you asked Tim Curry who he'd love to meet, he said, Rosario Dawson circled me once.
Clearly doesn't like me. Good question.